Hey, it's Jamie from Happy Harper Stories. We're on day 2 of Ruth, and we're looking at Ruth 1, verses 1 and 2. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech, his wife's name Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. Some background information that I've listed at the bottom of this blog is you can find out more about the time period of the judges in the verses that I've listed in Judges. But one that I wanted to quickly read to you to summarize it is Judges 2, verse 17. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but prostituted themselves to other gods and worshipped them. Unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked, the way of obedience to the Lord's commands. These are men and women who had forgotten the miracles that God had performed for them in the wilderness when they were walking in the wilderness. And although they had been commanded by God to teach these things to their children, apparently they hadn't, and so the children didn't know these things, and they didn't know God, and they didn't know how to be obedient to Him. So during the time of the judges, they would walk in a definite disobedience. They followed other gods, and they would receive punishment, so to speak, for not obeying God and for not hungering for Him. A judge would rise up, they would listen to the judge, and they would turn back to God, and they would be blessed. So as we see here in Ruth, in verse 1, it says there was a famine in the land. What this means is that they were in a season of disobedience. So Elimelech and Naomi had decided to take things into their own hands. They were hungry and they wanted something to eat, and they heard that there was food in Moab, so they decided to go there and find some. And in a way, who can blame them? But we all are tempted to do our own things when it looks good. That's not what God asks us to do. He asks us to follow Him no matter the cost. So they had walked away from Him when they left Bethlehem, even though, as far as we know, the Israelites were in a season of disobedience, but they were walking away even further from the rest of the Israelites by moving to Moab. And we will see the effects of that tomorrow when we look at verses 2 through 5. But I want you to think about a time when you've decided to take things into your own hands, and what were the results of that. Were they good? Did you receive blessing? Did you receive a discipline from that? Or what was the measure of that? And then how did you respond to God with the way He dealt with you? Were you angry? Did you receive your discipline with ease? I know that when I discipline my children, it doesn't ever come with ease. And so just think about that for yourself, and think about how you can submit to the Lord during difficult times. What does that look like? And we will come back and we will look and see just what happens to Elimelech and his sons and Naomi. Bye.